Space Jam: A New Legacy is an incredibly entertaining and visually stunning movie that brings a fresh twist to the beloved Space Jam franchise. Starring basketball legend LeBron James in the lead role, the film follows him as he becomes trapped in a virtual reality world controlled by a rogue AI. To escape and reunite with his son, LeBron must use his skills, both on and off the court, to win a high-stakes digital basketball game alongside the iconic Looney Tunes characters. The concept feels like a fun, family-friendly version of Sword Art Online, but executed with more humor, heart, and energy. With its mix of live action, animation, and nostalgic callbacks, Space Jam: A New Legacy delivers an exciting adventure that appeals to both longtime fans and a new generation of viewers. The movie is also packed with Easter eggs and surprise cameos that make it a treat for pop culture fans. It feels almost like a spiritual sequel to Ready Player One, with countless references to classic movies, TV shows, and Warner Brothers characters hidden throughout the digital world. You will find yourself constantly pointing at the screen in recognition, doing the classic Leonardo DiCaprio meme from Once Upon a Time in Hollywood every time another familiar face or clever reference pops up. It is the kind of film that rewards rewatching just to catch all the details you might have missed the first time. The visuals are absolutely stunning as well. Every frame bursts with color, energy, and creativity, making the virtual world feel alive and larger than life. The blend of CGI and live action is seamless, and you can clearly tell that the filmmakers spared no expense in bringing this digital universe to life. From the detailed character animations to the vibrant backgrounds and slick motion effects, Space Jam: A New Legacy is a visual feast that showcases just how far movie technology has come. It is the kind of film that practically demands to be seen on the biggest screen possible. The acting is surprisingly strong, too. Athletes do not always have the best track record when it comes to acting, but LeBron really holds his own here. He brings a natural charm and likability to the role, making it easy to root for him throughout the movie. His comedic timing and chemistry with the animated Looney Tunes cast feel genuine and fun, showing that he is just as entertaining off the court as he is on it. Space Jam: A New Legacy does everything right that Sword Art Online fails at. While Sword Art Online gets bogged down by clunky dialogue, inconsistent pacing, and melodrama, Space Jam: A New Legacy keeps things lively, funny, and full of genuine heart. It takes the trapped in a virtual world concept and actually makes it exciting instead of exhausting. Honestly, there is no reason to watch Sword Art Online when Space Jam: A New Legacy exists. It is the same idea done bigger, brighter, and infinitely better. Sword Art Online is just a bad show, plain and simple. It might impress people who are brand new to anime, but anyone who has seen more than 2 series will immediately notice how shallow and poorly written it is. The story is a mess, the characters are flat, and the dialogue tries way too hard to sound deep without actually saying anything meaningful. Honestly, only viewers with truly questionable taste in anime could call Sword Art Online good with a straight face. Even the creator of Sword Art Online has admitted that he does not plan the story out in advance and just makes things up as he goes along. That honestly explains a lot. The series constantly stumbles over its own logic, jumping from one half-baked idea to the next without any real direction. It is no wonder the story feels so sloppy and is full of plot holes, since it was clearly written without a solid plan in mind. The Sword Art Online fan base is awful as well. These people worship the show the same way the ancient Greeks worshipped Zeus or Poseidon. To them, Sword Art Online is the greatest creation in all of recorded human history. It is truly baffling how they can so passionately defend such an awful and poorly written series. Their devotion would be admirable if it were not directed towards something so undeserving. Skip Sword Art Online entirely and just watch Space Jam: A New Legacy instead. It takes the same virtual reality concept and actually does something fun and exciting with it. In this video, we will break down the movie and highlight some of the coolest details, Easter eggs, and hidden references you might have missed. Afterwards, I will also recommend another awesome film where a character gets trapped inside a virtual reality world and must find a way to escape.
There are tons of Easter eggs, references, and hidden details in Space Jam: A New Legacy. I'll explain some of them in this video. Let's get started. Similar openings. Space Jam: A New Legacy's opening is very similar to the first Space Jam movie. It starts with LeBron James as a kid, which is just like how Michael Jordan was a kid. The opening credits are a compilation of highlights from LeBron James's actual basketball career, which again is very similar to the opening credits sequence from the first Space Jam movie, which was a compilation of highlights from Michael Jordan's actual basketball career. Looney Tunes game. The game that young LeBron James is playing here seems to be the 1992 Looney Tunes video game that was made for the Game Boy, King James. Algae Rhythm mentions how LeBron James is more than an athlete. He's a king. This is a reference to LeBron James's nickname King James. Names. You can see the names of a few people who worked on Space Jam: A New Legacy here. There's Clark Stanton. He worked on the playback graphics. Chris Kiefer. He was the video graphics supervisor. And also Margot Kim, who's a character from the 2018 movie Searching. Variety. Sarah Silverman's character is reading a Variety magazine here. Movie posters. You can see a few movie posters behind Sarah Silverman's character. There's the poster for Aquaman and Joker. The Mighty Zango. You can see a poster of the Mighty Zango on the wall in Dom's room. This was made by Hugo Canuto. He recreated the classic number 4 Avengers cover with several different African gods. Zango replaces Thor. More movie posters. You can see several more movie posters on the walls here. For example, there's Scoob, Teen Titans Go to the Movies, The Matrix Revolutions, Tom and Jerry, Birds of Prey, Squad and Aquaman. Movies and shows. Algae Rhythm shows the characters a ton of different Warner Brothers movies and TV shows. There's Space Jam, Dunkirk, Batman, Joker, Batman Begins, Clash of the Titans, The Flash, Squad, Supergirl, Blade Runner, the Lego Batman movie, Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice, Black Lightning, Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, Inception, The Mask, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Wonder Woman and Justice League. Scene insertions. LeBron James gets inserted into a few Warner Brothers movies and shows. There's a Batman vs. LeBron scene, where LeBron is Mr. Freeze, a Game of Thrones scene, and also a Harry Potter scene. Statues. Behind LeBron James, you can see a statue of Marvin the Martian and Dot from the Animaniacs. The Matrix. When LeBron James sees the Warner 3000, he says, "What in the Matrix hell?" which is an obvious reference to the Matrix movies. The Wizard of Oz. Algae Rhythm refers to himself as the Great and Powerful. This is just like what the Wizard said from the Wizard of Oz movie.
The Great and Powerful.
Family photo. LeBron James's phone background is the same as one of his family photos we saw earlier in the movie. Movie settings. When Pete is sending LeBron James into the serververse, you can see the names of many different Warner Brothers movie settings. There's Hogwarts from Harry Potter, Orbit City from the Jetsons, Gotham from Batman, Westeros from Game of Thrones, Bedrock from the Flintstones. There's also Albuquerque, which is a frequent setup gag in the Bugs Bunny cartoons, Thundera from the Thundercats, Emerald City from the Wizard of Oz, and Themyscira from Wonder Woman. Different worlds. LeBron James passes through several different worlds of Warner Brothers movies and shows. There's Game of Thrones, Casablanca, Harry Potter, The Wizard of Oz, and The Matrix. Color rings. LeBron James falls through the Looney Tunes colored concentric circles when he first enters the Toon World. Dust cloud. When LeBron James lands, the dust cloud forms a basketball and hoop. Nike. LeBron James somehow created the Nike logo when he fell into the ground. Kevin Hart. LeBron James mentions how he's shorter than Kevin Hart. This is a reference to how actor and comedian Kevin Hart is really short. Acme Corporation. You can see a sign for Acme on the wall here. This is a reference to Acme Corporation, a fictional corporation that's been featured in many other Warner Brothers cartoons. Rabbit Fire. The duck season and rabbit season poster on the tree here is a reference to the Rabbit Fire cartoon. Big Chungus. Bugs Bunny grows bigger. This is a reference to the Big Chungus meme. TNT. Bugs Bunny says that they still get TNT here. This has a double meaning, since TNT is also a real cable channel owned by Warner Media. The Shop. Bugs Bunny gives LeBron James a haircut. This is a reference to the talk show The Shop, which stars LeBron James. Bugs Bunny rides again. LeBron James and Bugs Bunny go to a Wild West bar. This could be a reference to the 1948 short Bugs Bunny Rides Again. Space Jam. After LeBron James tells Bugs Bunny about a situation, Bugs Bunny mentions how it sounds awfully familiar. This is a reference to the first Space Jam movie, where Bugs Bunny and the other Looney Tunes had to play a basketball game for the fate of the world. Ray Charles. One of the rays on Marvin the Martian's gun is Ray Charles, who was an American singer, songwriter, pianist, and composer. Steve Jobs. Algae Rhythm dresses up as Steve Jobs in this scene. The Algae Bar is also a reference to the Genius Bar. The Maltese Falcon. LeBron James and Bugs Bunny pass by a Maltese Falcon world. The Maltese Falcon is a 1941 #1 American film noir, based on the 1930 novel of the same name, A113. There's a huge A113 on the front of Marvin the Martian spaceship. This is usually an Easter egg found in Pixar movies. It's a reference to a classroom number at the California Institute of the Arts, where many of the Pixar staff attended. Star Trek. Bugs Bunny refers to himself as Captain James T. Bunny. This is a reference to Captain James T. Kirk from Star Trek. Character names. LeBron James writes down the names of several different Warner Brothers characters. There's Superman, King Kong, Trinity, and Batman. Superman. LeBron James says that he could have used Superman on the Cavs. Superman was one of Shaquille O'Neal's nicknames, and he played with LeBron James on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Hufflepuff. LeBron James is shown to be a Hufflepuff. This is one of the 4 houses of Hogwarts from the Harry Potter movies. DC World. A bunch of DC related things happen. When LeBron James and Bugs Bunny visit DC World, LeBron James becomes Robin, and Bugs Bunny becomes Batman. Daffy Duck also refers to himself as Super Duck, which is a real comic book character. You can also see Gotham City, Metropolis, and Atlantis, which are all locations in the DC comics. Batman is from Gotham City, Superman is from Metropolis, and Aquaman is from Atlantis. There's also the Daily Planet building, which is where Clark Kent and Lois Lane work. This also looks a lot like Bruce Wayne's butler, Alfred Pennyworth. Later, the DC animated characters also make a brief appearance. Mad Max Fury Road. LeBron James and Bugs Bunny enter the world of Mad Max Fury Road to try and recruit some more Looney Tunes characters. Austin Powers. There's a scene from one of the Austin Powers movies here. Elmer Fudd has replaced Mini-Me. Casablanca. This is a recreation from a scene in the 1942 movie Casablanca. Yosemite Sam has replaced Sam. Rick and Morty. Rick Sanchez and Morty Smith from the Rick and Morty sitcom make a quick cameo appearance here. Game of Thrones. Foghorn Leghorn is dressed up as Daenerys Targaryen from Game of Thrones, and he's also riding a dragon. The Matrix. This scene is very similar to the Trinity scene from The Matrix. Furthermore, Bugs Bunny is dressed up as Morpheus. Wonder Woman. LeBron James and Bugs Bunny go to Themyscira to recruit Lola Bunny. The trial scene here is very similar to the opening of Wonder Woman 1984. Moreover, Lola uses the lasso of Hestia to rescue LeBron James and Bugs Bunny. In this movie, Wonder Woman is voiced by Rosario Dawson, who also voiced Wonder Woman in a bunch of DC animated movies. Harry Potter. Algae Rhythm tells Dom that he's not just a prince, he's a wizard. This is a reference to the "You're a Wizard, Harry" line from the first Harry Potter movie. Real basketball players. Several real basketball players appear in this scene. There's Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis, Damian Lillard, Diana Taurasi, and Neka Ogwumike. They also voice characters from the Goon Squad later in the movie. Bugs Bunny statue. You can see a Bugs Bunny statue behind LeBron James's family members here. Star Wars. The sign here says that Toon World is 432 parsecs away. A parsec is a unit of distance that's equal to 3.26 light years. MC Hammer. Bugs Bunny dresses up as MC Hammer from the You Can't Touch This music video. Toon Squad jerseys. The characters are wearing the classic Toon Squad jerseys from the first Space Jam movie. Frankenstein. Algae Rhythm says they're alive, just like Dr. Frankenstein when the monster was brought to life.
It's alive!
This means war. Bugs Bunny says, Algae, this means war. This is a reference to the line, of course you realize this means war, from the Looney Tunes cartoons. Warner Bros. Characters. Tons of different Warner Bros. Characters attend the basketball game. There's Scooby-Doo, Iron Giant, a dragon from Game of Thrones. Harry Potter, King Kong. Jabberjaw, Yogi Bear. Penelope Pitstop, Magilla Gorilla. Captain Caveman, the Flintstones. Some Yeti from the Smallfoot movie. LeBron James and Zendaya both voice characters in that movie too. Thundercats and Gremlins. You can also spot a lot of different Warner Bros. Characters in the audience. There's Pennywise from the It movies, Drogo and Night King from Game of Thrones, Agent Smith and Morpheus from the Matrix movies, Baby Jane from Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, Penguin from Batman Returns, Joker from the 1989 Batman movie, and also Joker from the 60s, The Mask, some characters from A Clockwork Orange, Mr. Freeze from Batman and Robin, Dorothy and the Witch from The Wizard of Oz, Voldemort from the Harry Potter movies, the old school Batman and Robin, 2 different versions of Catwoman, Space Ghost, Peter Potamus, Blue Falcon and Dynamite, Frankenstein Jr., Warboys from Mad Max Fury Road, a nun from the Devils movie, and several characters from the Lord of the Rings movies. Ernie Johnson. Ernie Johnson is one of the sportscasters for the basketball game. He's also a sportscaster in real life for Turner Sports and CBS Sports. Goon Squad names. The names of all the Goon Squad players are based on the real nicknames of the voice actors who voiced them. There's the Brow, Wetfire, Kronos, White Mamba, and Arachnica. Anthony Davis. LeBron says, "What'd they do to my boy AD?" Anthony Davis is also also known by his initials AD. Circling birdies. You can see a bunch of Tweety birds circling LeBron James's head. This is a reference to the circling birdies trope. There can only be one. LeBron James says that there's only one basketball. This could be a reference to a commercial he did with Kevin Garnett for the 2008 NBA playoffs. Allen Iverson. Lola Bunny mentions Iverson, which is a reference to basketball player Allen Iverson. Back to the Future. The Back to the Bucket license plate here is in the exact same font as the Back to the Future logo. The Nerdlux. The Nerdlux from the first Space Jam movie appear here. The Monstars don't appear though, because this is supposed to be a standalone sequel. Drinking water. LeBron James drinks water here. This is just like the first Space Jam movie, where Michael Jordan tried to motivate the Looney Tunes by pretending that the water was secret stuff. Michael Jordan. Michael B. Jordan appears in the movie instead of the actual Michael Jordan. He's worked with producer Ryan Coogler several times before on movies like Fruitvale Station, Creed, and of course Black Panther. Before Space Jam: A New Legacy came out, Don Cheadle mentioned that Michael Jordan would appear in some form, but not in the way you would expect. This definitely isn't the Michael Jordan most people were expecting. 25 years. Sylvester the Cat says that it's been 25 years. The first Space Jam movie came out in 1996, which was 25 years ago. Friday Night Lights. Michael B. Jordan tries to motivate the team by saying clear eyes, full hearts can't lose. This is a reference to what Coach Taylor said in the TV show Friday Night Lights.
Clear eyes, full hearts can't lose.
Pre-game ritual. LeBron James does a pre-game ritual here, where he writes the names of his family members on his shoes. This is something he does in real life as well. Bugs Bunny's Wild World of Sports. Bugs Wild World of Sports is a reference to the TV special called Bugs Bunny's Wild World of Sports. It aired on February 15th, 1989. The Notorious B.I.G. Porky Pig's rapper name is the Notorious P.I.G., which is a reference to the Notorious B.I.G., also known as Biggie Smalls or just Biggie. Bobby Knight. Algae Rhythm gets angry at Pete and throws a red chair at him. This is similar to what Bobby Knight did during a 1985 game against the Purdue Boilermakers. Neo from The Matrix. Granny mimics a lot of Neo's moves from The Matrix. LeBron James even says that she's the one. Dwayne Wade. Lola Bunny mimics Dwayne Wade's iconic pose. LeBron James and Dwayne Wade were teammates on the Miami Heat. Training Day. Algae Rhythm says King Kong ain't got nothing on me. This is a reference to a line that Denzel Washington's character said from the 2001 movie Training Day. This line is quite fitting since King Kong is literally in the audience. That's all, folks. Bugs Bunny says that's all, folks. This is the Looney Tunes signature closing sequence. Porky Pig also says that's all, folks, after the credits are over. Taco Tuesday. Bugs Bunny wonders if he can stay for Taco Tuesday. LeBron James actually tried to trademark the term Taco Tuesday, but it was denied. Fast and Furious. This is probably just a coincidence, but LeBron James' son in the movie is named Dominic, which is just like Dominic Toretto from the Fast and Furious movies. Space Jam: A New Legacy is all about family, which is fitting since family is a big theme in the Fast and Furious movies as well. And those are some of the Easter eggs, references, and hidden details that I was able to find in Space Jam: A New Legacy. Did you notice or discover any more? If so, be sure to tell me. What did you think of Space Jam: A New Legacy? Let me know your opinion in the comments below. I personally thought it was pretty fun. It reminded me a lot of the Ready Player One movie, and I definitely hope they make more movies like this. The director, Malcolm D. Lee, apparently wants Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson to appear in the sequel, so it'll be interesting if that ends up happening. Malcolm D. Lee explained that he would like to do a sequel to Space Jam: A New Legacy. Here's what he said. I never say never. It's all going to be about whether the fans respond to this positively, but I think the bar has been set so high in terms of the first one, with this global iconic superstar in Michael Jordan, and now the same global iconic superstar in LeBron James, who transcends sports. Who is that next person to put into that universe? And then you've got to find a script and story that's good enough to not repeat what's been done, but will capture the spirit of it and keep it going. Be sure to check out some of the other Easter egg videos on this channel. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.
Sam gets trapped inside a virtual reality world while searching for his father Kevin. In this video, I'll break down and explain the Tron Legacy movie. The movie begins in the year 1989. Kevin Flynn tells his young son Sam a bedtime story about a digital frontier known as the Grid. Kevin created a program in his own image inside the Grid called Clue. Kevin suddenly disappears and his company Encom is in chaos. Sam is then sent to live with his grandparents. There's a 20-year time skip and Sam is now an adult. Sam breaks into the Encom building one night. He sneaks into the server room and hacks into the database. Sam releases the company's new operating system online for free. Sam runs to the roof of the building and he gets caught by the security guard. He then explains that it's fine since he's the biggest shareholder of Encom. Sam jumps, but he deploys a parachute and safely lands on the ground. Sam is arrested by the police. Sam gets released from jail and he goes back home. His father's old friend, Alan Bradley, is waiting for him there. Alan informs Sam that he was paged last night. The page came from Kevin's office at the arcade. That number has been been disconnected for 20 years. Alan gives Sam the keys to the arcade. Sam goes to the arcade and he finds a secret entrance behind one of the machines. Sam enters and he discovers a hidden basement. There's a huge computer and Sam types in his login information. Sam accidentally activates a laser, which digitizes him and transports him into the grid. Sam runs out of the arcade and he gets captured by some guards. Sam is sent to compete in the games. He gets a change of clothing, armor, and an identity disc. Everything that Sam does and learns will be imprinted on the disc. Losing the disc will result in immediate de-resolution. Sam is forced to fight programs in disc wars. Getting hit by an opponent's disc will kill you. Sam wins the first 2 rounds and he tries to run away. Sam falls into another arena and his next opponent is a masked program named Rinsler. Sam isn't able to beat Rinsler. He gets injured and starts bleeding. Rinsler sees the blood. He realizes that Sam is a user and doesn't kill him. Sam is asked to identify himself. He states his name and declares that he's not a program. Sam is brought to Clue, the one in charge of the grid. He initially confuses Clue for Kevin. However, Clue tells Sam that he's not his father. Sam then competes against Clue in a light cycle match. Sam has experience riding motorcycles in the real world, so he knows how to ride the light cycle as well. Sam uses the arena levels to his advantage, and he works with the other programs to defeat the programs on Clue's team. Sam's light cycle is destroyed and Clue nearly kills him. Sam gets rescued by a woman named Cora in the nick of time and he gets into her vehicle. Cora drives away. Rinsler and other programs chase after Cora and Sam. Their vehicles aren't designed to go off grid though, so Cora and Sam successfully escape. Cora drives Sam to a building outside of Clue's territory. It turns out to be Kevin's hideout and Sam reunites with him after many years. Sam, Kevin, and Cora eat dinner together. Sam explains what's been going on with his life. He goes to Caltech, which is the same college that Kevin attended. Sam also asks Kevin why he never came home. Kevin answers that he wanted to create a perfect world. Kevin discovered naturally occurring isomorphic algorithms in the grid, but Clue turned on him. Kevin tried to fight back, but Clue fed on his resistance and grew too powerful. Clue destroyed all the isomorphic algorithms in an event known as the Purge. Kevin tried to return to the real world, but he couldn't get back to the portal before it closed. Similar to a safe, the portal can only be opened from the outside. Kevin was trapped inside the grid after the portal closed on him. The portal is now open since Sam entered the grid, but it'll close soon in 8 hours. Sam wants to make a run for the portal with Kevin and Cora, but Clue will come after them. If Clue gets Kevin's disc, then he can go to the real world, which won't turn out well since Clue hates imperfection, and there's nothing more imperfect than our world. Kevin knows that Clue will destroy the real world, and he can't let Clue get his disc, so Kevin chooses to do nothing. Sam informs Kevin that he came to the grid after Alan got the page from him. Kevin replies that he never sent a page to Alan. Clue was actually the one who sent the page to Alan to lure Sam into the grid and open the portal. Kevin proclaims that the only way to win the game now is to not play. Kevin doesn't care about going back home anymore, and he's moved past wants or hopes. Sam is very frustrated, and he asks Cora why Kevin can't put an end to Clue since he was the one who created him in the first place. Cora responds that it's possible, but it requires reintegration and Kevin wouldn't survive the event. Sam plans to go through the portal on his own and figure things out from the other side. He can delete Clue in one keystroke. Cora suggests Sam to find someone named Zeus. He'll help Sam get to the portal. Sam goes back to Clue's territory and he meets a siren named Gem. She was one of the programs in charge of the armory earlier. Clue's henchmen traced Sam's light cycle to its point of origin, and they found out where Kevin's hideout is located. Kevin has no choice but to leave the hideout with Cora. Gem takes Sam to a nightclub called End of Line. Sam meets the owner Castor and he talks with him in private. Clue and his guards go to Kevin's hideout, but nobody's there. Clue is very angry. It turns out that Castor is Zeus. Sam requests help to get to the portal. Zeus betrays Sam since he doesn't fight for the users anymore, and Clue's guards come to the club. Cora arrives to help Sam fight the guards. Cora is outnumbered and her left arm is severed, but Kevin shows up. The characters get into the elevator, but Kevin's disc is stolen by one of the guards before the door closes. Zeus kills the guard and he takes Kevin's disc for himself. Kevin is mad, and Sam apologizes for messing up. Sam says that he can go back to get the disc. Kevin insists that they should stay together to be safe. Kevin decides to go with Sam's plan and make a full-on sprint to the portal. If they can beat Clue there, then they'll have a chance. Sam, Kevin, and Cora get on top of a train that's headed toward the portal. Kevin looks at Cora's code, and Sam realizes that she's also an isomorphic algorithm. Kevin replies that Cora is the last one. Kevin is able to regrow Cora's left arm. It'll take a while for Cora's system to reboot. Sam tells Kevin about the real world and what's happened since he disappeared. Sam mentions Wi-Fi, and Kevin remarks that he thought of that all the way back in 1985. Kevin acknowledges that he's the one who screwed everything up since he was chasing after perfection. Kevin ignored everything that was right in front of him, and he'd give it all up for just one more day with Sam. Clue and his guards visit the nightclub. Zeus tries to bargain with Clue, but Clue simply takes Kevin's disc from Zeus, and then he blows the nightclub up, killing Zeus and Gem. Cora regains consciousness. She confesses to Sam that she found Kevin during the Purge, and he saved her. Clue's warship intercepts the train. Cora gives her disc to Kevin Kevin, and then she willingly allows herself to be captured by Rinsler. Kevin sees Rinsler and realizes that he's actually a reprogrammed Tron. Korra is brought to Clue, but she doesn't reveal anything. Clue plans to use Kevin's disc to allow all the programs in the grid access to the real world. Kevin and Sam split up. Sam kills several of Clue's guards, and he steals Kevin's disc. Kevin takes a light fighter. Sam saves Korra, and they meet Kevin on the light fighter. Korra flies away. Clue, Rinsler, and several other guards pursue them in light jets. Sam uses the light fighter's turrets to shoot down several of the light jets. Rinsler sees Kevin, and he remembers his past as Tron. Rinsler declares that he fights for the users, and he deliberately crashes into Clue's light jet. Clue takes Rinsler's light jet, and he flies away. Rinsler falls into the sea of simulation. Sam, Kevin, and Korra make it to the portal. However, Clue got there first, and he confronts them. Kevin talks to Clue. Kevin understands now that perfection isn't possible, but he didn't know that when Clue was created. Sam and Korra go to the portal while Kevin stays behind. Clue takes Kevin's disc, but it turns out that Kevin and Korra switched discs earlier, so it's Korra's disc, not Kevin's. Sam and Korra enter the portal, and they use Kevin's disc to go to the real world. Kevin reintegrates Clue, and he sacrifices himself to destroy them both. In the real world, Sam backs up the system and then deactivates it. Alan is at the arcade, and Sam announces that he plans to take NCOM back. Sam also makes Alan the chairman of the board. Sam says that Alan was right about everything. Korra is waiting for Sam outside of the arcade. She asks him what's next, and Sam replies that they're supposed to change the world. Finally, the movie ends with Sam and Korra riding on a motorcycle together. Sam shows Korra her first real sunrise. And that's the Tron Legacy movie explained. Tron Legacy received mixed reviews from critics, but positive reviews from audiences. The movie made over $400 million at the box office. A third Tron movie is in active development at Disney. Garth Davis will direct, and Jesse Wigatow will write the script. Jared Leto will play a new character named Ares. It's unclear if the characters from Tron Legacy such as Sam and Korra will appear in the sequel. Which movie or anime should I explain next? Leave a suggestion. Check out some of the other videos on this channel. Well, that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe so you never miss a future upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.